unshakable spirit, stories of compassion and wisdom. And today's story is number 18. Why the navel is in the middle of the body. Eyes see, ears hear, the nose smells, the mouth eats. Every part of the human body has an important role to play. Only the navel sits squarely in the middle with nothing to do. What's the use of having a navel anyway? Dogs, cats, and whales have navels. Birds, fish, and frogs do not. The navel is a reminder of the time when we floated carefree in our mother's womb and the umbilical cord did all the work, absorbing nourishment. After birth, the navel serves no purpose, but before we were born, it was literally of central importance. Without a navel, you would not exist. That's why the navel is centered in the body. Picking at the navel or injuring it leads directly to a stomachache. Sometimes people abuse the elderly members of their family, criticizing them for being idle chatterboxes. Families like that experience quote unquote stomachache and at some point collapse. The elderly once did plenty of work, which is why they deserve a central place of honor in the home, just as the navel does in the body. A landowner went to inspect his taro crop and found the root stalks drooping. He pulled on one, and lo and behold, it came up easily out of the ground. Someone had stolen all the corms and put the parent rootstocks back in place, then covered them over with dirt. It was a heartless thing to do. Not only that, but the culprit had stuck a taunting sign in the ground. I took the children, the parents are all yours. Naturally, the landowner had planted the parent rootstocks precisely because he wanted the quote unquote children. Stung, he put up a bigger sign. Take the parents, leave the children to carry on the family. Old people should gracefully relinquish the center stage and watch over the next generation without saying too much. No one likes a navel that sticks out. Okay, this is kind of a funny story about how we should see everything from the beginning to the end and not focus on uh, something without its context and then make snap judgments. Like if you look at the navel in the body, yeah, it's not doing much. It's just sitting there and occupying a central place in the body. So it doesn't mean it's worthless because it did all its work when we were in our mother's womb. So similarly, sometimes when we look at the elderly, if we live with parents or grandparents, people who work too many hours and they're busy, when they see someone who is not working hard or just sitting somewhere idly, they might get angry at that person who is idle. That's a kind of a toxicity in our good deeds when we look down on people that we don't consider they're doing as much good as we are. And if we do that and we abuse the elderly and neglect them, then because of the unwholesome karma, we have to get suffering, bad effects. So as we learn the Dharma more and more, we become aware of this truth of the universe, the Dharma, which permeates the three worlds: past world, before we were born, present world, from birth to death, and the future world after we die. Time keeps flowing. We judge everything from our own point of view, but actually time is eternal and it keeps going and going and going. So if we realize that, how we came into existence. Um, we didn't just pop up from thin air or from a peach like some Japanese tell their children where babies come from. So we all have parents and grandparents and great grandparents. Thanks to all of them, we are here. The more we understand the profoundness of this law of cause and effect, how far back it goes, the more gratitude wells up in our heart. That warm, fuzzy feeling that makes us feel, wow, I'm so grateful. Why me? Why am I so blessed? So, in this way, we can be grateful and appreciate the existence of people in our lives, even if they're not active right now. We will have the wisdom and the insight to see and feel the history where we have come from. Without our parents, we couldn't be here. So naturally, as our understanding of cause and effect gets deeper and deeper through the Dharma, we become more and more grateful to everything and everyone who is helping us exist and sustain our lives. So that's the power of gratitude and learning Buddhism. So good job, everyone, for being here, practicing here together. Today's Monday, so we're going to have the Right View Lab at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Have a wonderful start of your week. Bye.